got no time.
Know that we tote straps.
Know that.
Know that we smoke pack.
Know that.
Know that we pull jacks.
Know that.
Know we don't smoke jacks.
Know that.
Know that we got stacks.
Know that.
Know that we got racks.
Know that.
Know that we tote straps.
Know that.
Know that we smoke pack.
Know that.
Handsome dude, neighborhood Hannibal. Antisocial animal, handguns just to handle you. On wax I burn like candles do. Crank and be cannibal, trampling fools. Bullets by the handful, blind or brand new. Bake you over financial. Going handful, stamp fool. I'm going handful. It's gonna be a demonstration sample. AKA Mr. Bad News. Wanting pictures on the news channel, dude. Run when the burrows spit out lead. Stallions wanna run with the thoroughbred. I run this town, call me Turbo Leg.
Turbo leg.
I'm on the corner like the Curry out. Cash the only thing we care about. Goons kill on the say-so. Remove it, snap back, give him a halo. He came in the coupe and left in the ambulance. I put that snow on your block, call it an avalanche. Know that we tote straps.
Know that.
Know that we smoke pack.
Know that.
Know that we pull jacks.
Know that.
Know we don't smoke jacks.
Know that.
Know that we got stacks.
Know that.
Know that we got racks.
Know that.
Know that we tote straps.
Know that.
Know that we smoke pack.
Know that.
Got that exotic, call it special dank. Wake and bake, boy my breakfast stink. Watch your mouth or I'm at your neck with a shank. Gutter like your septic tank. My bracelet gon' bag her if my necklace can't. Killing all my haters so my checklist shrank. Saw the crime scene, the detectives faint. Ballin' like my check is blank. All my records crank. Trap house, stash house, ayy, I call it investment bank. I deserve an Oscar, so I prepare acceptance and thanks. Bad girls bend over and expect to get spanked. I'm a gangster and I'm skeptic, you ain't. Hey, he was beefing, but now he a Christian. Bullets to sit his ass down like a kid in detention. She clean me up, I run my hands through her extensions. Super villains and the goons and the henchmen. Streets speak my name, honorable mention. No lens in the 3D glasses, third dimension. You listening? Wow. Mu is a mythical, lost continent introduced by Augustus whoever identified the land of Mu with Atlantis. The name was subsequently identified with the hypothetical land of Lemuria. You see how they throw the hypothetical and mythical and all that in, right? Just two letters, right? We starting with two letters. This is the lost continent. Land of the lost. Lost world. Some say it's off the Pacific. It's associated with Atlantis, so I would assume the Atlantic. Maybe that's where your Atlantic come from. Maybe that's where your Atlanta come from. Atlantis. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just showing that Atlantis and Mu and Lemuria is the same place, right? We started with Mu, M-U, just two letters. Now we saying what it looked like, the mythical continent, the lost continent. Some call it the mother of men, right? The water people. Remember we talked about that in the Cow Bear, the water people, the mermaids, M-U-U-R, maids, like maiden. How women are maiden. A mermaiden, a mermaid, right? This the dude that get credit for kicking it though. Look at his crazy ass. Colonel who in the fuck? But the civilization of Mu, you know, some say that's where your Moors come from. Moors, M-U-U-R, Moors. Some say that's where your Moors come from. But this the dude that get credit for it though, right? Moving on. Right? You got your two letters. You got your missing continent.
See, they being sneaky with the Moo land. Okay, now let's get into the land of Mu, because another Ashkenazi came out with the root races, right? You see the different kind of animal humanoids they had, right? That's what I was saying with the fish people. It's humanoids, the aquatic ape. You know what I mean? Who is the god of Mu? The Mu were a monotheistic culture. The symbol for God depicts the circular and unending nature of the deity, right? Circle. Let's remember that. This was the primary form of the representation of the deity in the sacred Mu writers. It symbolized the eternalness of the deity. Eternal, the Ouroboros, right? The infinity sign. In Western culture, squares are commonly used to symbolize male, and the circles are used to symbolize female. So the deity was female. People was worshiping women before anything, right? You can see the nonsense they wrote, but this is to show your Vesica Pisces, how women are circular, curved. Men are more chiseled, more squared, right angles period. Right? The Vesica Pisces, 2 circles, right? The Vesica Pisces form the yoni in the middle, right? You see the yoni in the middle on the upper right, but to the left of that, you see the Fibonacci sequence, how it's curved, right? It looked like a womb, looked like a 6, looked like a 9, 3, 6, 9, the 3. It looks like a woman standing to the side with the 2, with a breast and a womb, right? Let's move on. The divine feminine goddess. We all know who Isis is. We ain't gonna get too deep into that, but you see the circular curvature nature of the deity. Okay, let's get back into Lemuria and Mu, right? Sometimes distinct and interchangeable names for the legendary lost continent. Blah, 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 Caribbean Ocean. Many attribute associated with Atlantis, okay? Mysterious lost lands of Lemuria and Mu. Right, 19th century. So this is giving you some context of, you dig, when the troglodytes put it out, they trying to take credit for, right? Okay, Aleister Crowley, right? What's the connection? Aleister Crowley was the most famous example of the murky connection between secret societies, occultism, espionage. But no means was he the only one. Several physicists colluded with intelligence agencies. In many cases, Crowley came into the picture. Let's learn about some theosophy, I think I'm saying that right, and how it's connected to occultism and espionage. History of occult, Helena Blavatsky. Dr. Sarah Sudin taught us this lesson a couple years ago, Blavatsky. Right, the Ashkenazi, but see how Aleister Crowley named right up there with her. Conspiracy theories and the occult in plain sight. You see the Illuminati eye, pyramid, right? Blavatsky, remember that name. She kind of associated with the Golden Dawn, the Hermetic, right? We did the series on Hermeticism, right? She was part of Hermetic Order, the Golden Dawn, okay? Hermeticism, metaphysics, magical order, Great Britain, magic, Wicca, occultism. You see the highlighted words. Damn all the black and white. You see what they want you to see, right? You see Freemasons, right? You see that. The Golden Dawn was based on hierarchy and initiation similar to Masonic lodges. Fuck that semicolon, period. Ain't no however. But women were not admitted. Some say that Blavatsky was an honorary Mason, right? Tarot divination, geomancy, astrology, alchemy, scrying. D. Calico taught us about the Scotland Scythias, right? But I want you to, so Blavatsky, she started a Theosophical Society. Founded in 1875 as a worldwide body, aimed to advance the ideas of theosophy, continuation. Okay, so let's look at some image. This is the image of what Madaam Blavatsky founded, came up with. This is her organization. You see the image, right? Let's walk you through. Stay with me. You see the image. I ain't even gonna point out nothing. You see the circular nature of the snake. That's a snake that's forming a circle around the interlocked triangles. Is it Hebrew? You know, you got some more symbols, right? It looked Masonic. It looked satanic, right? This is just a simple, when you type in Theosophical Society and hit images, this is telling the tale. You see Blavatsky right there, right? Just a simple hit image. Okay, let's look at Blavatsky herself, right? Okay, what we got here? They got her birthday, co-founder. The other two co-founders was male Freemasons. Look at the Freemason hand sign she's throwing up in the picture. Right, you see some of the names, Kundalini, right? We're gonna get into that though. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But you can pause and read all this if you wanna get into it. But there's just a little information on Blavatsky. Just kind of look at some of the highlighted word. At the bottom, you see it said established the Blavatsky Lodge, Hermeticism, right? Remember we saw that. So, philosophical society and things like that. But okay, you see her throwing up the Masonic gesture, Masonic signal in the picture. Born into an aristocratic Roman family, right? Notable ideas, Kundalini, Shaktis, by getting into chakras, causeless cause, masters of ancient wisdom. So they get deep with it. They get deep with it, but don't be fooled. You got to go check out Sarah Shooting Steady video on Blavatsky and he exposing her. I'm kind of just bringing her back to the table, calling her back to the carpet, right? Russian spirituals. Look at the Masonic hand sign pointing to the temple. Come on, man. Spiritualism, science, and the mysterious Madaam Blavatsky. It's somebody you got to know, right? Most famous for occultism, right? You see the dude throwing up the Masonic hand on the heart. You see Crowley in the picture with her, right? Two other spooky motherfuckers. You can read their name if you want, but there they are, throwing up the sign so you don't get it confused. I'll show you another one. This coming from the website Universal Masonry. You saw her throwing up the Illuminati Freemason hand signal. Oh, you see Gandhi with it too, right? Look at all her pictures. She always throwing up that signal in the picture. The Bhagavad, oh, look at the Pope. That Bhagavad Gita though, that's a big book. That's a whole conversation on its own. But it's just to show you that some of the Freemason hand signs, just in case you think they just taking pictures. You see them pointing to the head, hand on the chin. That look like Benjamin Franklin. Most powerful Freemasons. They throw them hand signs up. You see the hand signs, right? Hand on the chin. Okay. Waiting to rot. 12 Masonic signs of recognition. Look at the picture, dude. Got his hand on his chin. Right? See how the dude in the picture got it. That's a signal. Hand over the mouth, the shush. The one finger over the lip. You seen Albert Pike in the collage of pictures. You go Drake throwing up the, look at Blavatsky. Let's go back to it. The right angle masonry. She right there with it. Freemason in the theosophical perspective. Just to show you that it's connected. To show you that, don't just so you think I'm not connected. No, it's connected, right? Just giving you some days to go with the Freemason Grand Lodge website, right? The Crippling Effect of Madaam Blavatsky and Aleister Crowley. Got to go check out South Rasputin Seti, the general, right? Dropping heavy knowledge. It's like going to college. You're getting knowledge like you're going to college. Sacred crowns, divine hairstyles, antennas. The general. He the one who exposed her. I don't want to take credit. He exposed her years ago. But let's get back to it. The Golden Dawn. Right? Now they got a hate group out in, where is this at? Greece, I think. You see people got books on the Golden Dawn. Just look at the symbolism, the Hermetic order. We did the video on Hermeticism, right? Now that's a Masonic sign too, that hand in the air. That the alt-right and all them do, you know what I mean? But you see the symbolism for the Dawn. You see the right? Take note, you see the chakras in the bottom corner, you see the Wiccan in the bottom left. Occult symbols. Right? They get even funkier. See how the serpent come into play, right? You'll see. It's just more hermetic. Hermetic Dawn got every symbol on there. Crosses, every religion, all that. Heavy triangles. Right, let's give you a closer look. Some of the imagery. But see how they incorporate the snake with the chakras. Look at the symbolism. Pyramids, eyes, 33, you name it. Look at the snakes. Look at the symbolism. Just take it all in. Pause it if you need to. Pentagrams, everything. Right, the snake, this gonna bring you into the caduceus, right? We did the video on the caduceus, but we connecting it. We sewing it all together, making a quilt. We patchwork, right? Look at the symbol. Look at the circle, right? You understand what I'm saying? Look at the bottom right. They get into the zodiac. You gotta understand Hermeticism.
Madaam Blavatsky literally said how light is a solid, you feel me? And, or basically it's physical, my bad. Light is physical, and darkness is the only thing that's truly spirit. You feel me?
You just taught them a lot. That's the secrets of the yin and the yang. Go ahead, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, and then when you said soul live, we know soul means light. You know what I mean? So the only thing physical is light. So we are condensed light, condensed sunlight, or whatever. We are souls. You feel me? And soul really means solid, like you said. You feel me? So people think spiritual only when we say soul, but it never meant spiritual. The darkness is the only thing that's truly spiritual. Madaam Blavatsky literally.
Okay. Brother D Calico, Shadow Bang, go subscribe. He just, dropping some knowledge on you. Right? So, Aleister Crowley. Look at the hand on the face. We ain't gonna get too deep into who he is, but we will say they label him the beast, the most dangerous man in the world. Look at Seti. Made it on the algorithm, man. Shout out. Isis in the mirror. She always throwing up the symbol. Look at the imagery. Just take it all in. You can't just show one picture. The moon. You gotta understand how the moon is feminine, and the water and the tide. I ain't gonna take you off track, but the beast in Berlin, right? Black magic in science. It's a theosophical classic by Blavatsky. Black magic in science. Right? They go all three of them. Understand what you're dealing with. So just when you get to thinking that they on to something, talking about Lemuria, Atlantis, yes, right? But understand who they are. The knowledge could be true, but just who kicking it? There they go together, right? Heavy magic, heavy satanic, and you can't leave Egypt out. The tarot and ancient Egypt tied all into it. Ancient Egypt tied all into it, right? Let's stay the course though. So you see, there she go. She always throwing it up. She look crazy in the eyes. The Golden Dawn, the OTO, right? These is Masonic groups. Gnostic philosophy. By Aleister Crowley in India. Right? A lot of this stuff, that Bhagavad Gita, that's kind of like an Indian book, Buddhist, Hindu type book. Right? You see the kind of Hindu looking beads. Enoch. Book of Enoch. Tell the tale of a lot of stuff. We ain't gonna get into that. Might have to do a video on Enoch. But the occult, magic eyes, it's your man Crowley. This ritualistic shit, right? Crowley in England. You already know England on that same shit. You know what they on. Crowley throwing up the occult symbol, Masonic symbol. Right? Now the caduceus, like we talked about that. How the snake was actually forming a circle. Right? So let's get into it. Now, you see it's the medical symbol, right? But where did the medical symbol come from? But let's just get into the caduceus. Now, if you need a full breakdown of caduceus, go back on my channel. I did a little breakdown on the caduceus, heavy, right? You get the wings at the top, the circle at the top like your pineal gland. You get the wings when you reach the top. The light come on. The body is the staff, the rod, the antenna, right? So you see the snakes, the curve, the hump is feminine. You understand where I'm going with this? You could say the rod in the middle is masculine, right? With the ball at the bottom and the tip at the top. You know what I mean? But without the snakes, it don't have the same power. You understand? And notice the deuce. It's two snakes, the deuce. Right? So you got that in your mind. Take a little commercial break.
You can't say it.
I never said
That's the difference. You can't say it, you can't say it. That's the difference between me and y'all. So don't try to ever try to check me, baby.
I was not gonna say.
But man, what you mean I can't say the N-word, bitch? I'm black. You can't say it. That's the difference.
I'm sorry.
That's the difference.
Tartaria is Old Scythia, and Scythia or Scythia is where the Scotlands bear their name.
Scythia. Scythia. You see how it's spelled? In all its different ways. Scythia, Scythia, Scythius, Scotius, Scotus, Scotia. From a certain country called Scythia. So Scotia, Scotland, Scots, all coming from the sites.
These Tartarian or Scythian or Scots became the people of Scotland, especially the Picts, who are the oldest and most ancient tribe of Ireland, aka Scotland, from Scythia or Tartaria. Tartaria is Old Scythia, and Scythia.
I am addressing today specifically Afro-American people. I might be probably the first white man, Aryan German man, who is admitting something to you. I took a long time to think about this video which I'm showing you, a very short one, about the white race. Many of you dark-skinned people, in America mainly, have had a suspicion for a very long time. White people are not really human. And this suspicion has been around for a long, long time. And like any suspicion which is around for a long, long time, there is a little bit of truth to it. I want to admit today to you that white people originating from Northern Europe are called not aliens, they are called Aryans. Sorry about that, my brain don't function so well today. These white people are not really human from this earth like black people are, Indian people are, Asian people are. Yes, they are all humans. We white people are actually a minority, and we are, let's face the truth, also called the tall whites. Not all of us are tall, not all of us are completely white, but in general, that's what it is. And as some of you may know, the tall whites are not really earthly human, but we're coming out of space, out of another galaxy. We are not human as the rest of the human race. We came here from another star.
Pause. Let's pause for a moment, please. So he mentioned the suspicion that black Native Americans...
How nice we pretend to be. We all stick together in order to control the other races, particularly the black race. And I am feeling so bad about it by now that I had to speak out here on this video and admit it. White people are not human. White people, including myself, all stick together, know the truth which they do not want to admit to you. White people are out of space. We come from another galaxy. We all know our home planet, which we don't want to reveal because we don't want to be attacked. And we have no good intention with you. We do not want to share our wealth with you.
No. This is where you lose me. When you say you...
Okay, let's get back into it, right? So you got the caduceus, right? You see it on the ambulance all the time. Yeah, it come from Hermes, the Greek messenger, Mercury. You connect the Mercury and the planets, and you get into the astrology, right? I just want to show you a quick glimpse of how complex it is, right? So the caduceus is going to lead you into Kundalini, right? You see the caduceus, say Kundalini over the top. But you see what the caduceus is, the spine, the bulb at the top, the light, the wings, your shoulder blades, your wingspan, right? Kundalini awakening, tied into the caduceus, tied in with the yoga, the yoni, feminine. Notice how you take a submissive stance when you do your meditation. You sit. You take a non-dominant posture, right? Most animals go belly up when they trying to be vulnerable. But there's just some depictions of the caduceus tying into your Kundalini, right? It's not me connecting the dots. This is the dots. I'm just showing you the connection. How it tie into your chakra, right? So you went from the caduceus. You see the caduceus in the upper left corner, right? You see the rod. You see the DNA strand. You see the chakras. You see the yoga. You understand where I'm going with this, right? Okay. Now, Maybe I'll tap back in with y'all a little later. But I'm out. I'll catch y'all. Stay up.